Hello everyone and welcome back to COPSUPPLY. In this video we're going to be breaking down BNB AIO, all in one is the abbreviation there. We're going to break down the bot. Let's begin with the functionality of the application. You can go ahead and resize it according to how you want, like so. Then you have the minimize button, the full screen button, and also the X button. I'm going to go ahead and put it in full screen for this overview, like so. So let's break down the tabs at the top. We have the deactivate button, so if you wish to deactivate BNB AIO, you can go ahead and do that, and it asks you. I'm going to hit no because I want to continue the overview. Then we have the capture button, so if we hit this, automatic capture settings. If you hit this, you can go ahead and put in your 2-capture API key and you can check your balance. The same with anti-capture and also image typers. And then you have some please read comments that you guys can go ahead and check out. And then when you go ahead and put anything in here, click save to make sure everything is saved. Then the next part is capture harvester. If you hit this, the site drop down is supreme. You can configure the threads, and if you hit start, basically you need a API key within the section we just covered. So if I hit start right now, it won't work. So just make sure you have a capture API key in your settings before opening the capture harvester. Alternatively, you can open YouTube. So if we open YouTube, we can go ahead and generate activity and sign in if we wish. And then we can also clear browser session if you wish as well. Then we have manual capture instructions. If you need instructions regarding manual capture, then you can. Then you have the fix capture problems. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can as well. Then we have the solve Adidas capture, solve foot action capture, solve foot locker capture, solve Jimmy Jazz capture, solve Ruvilla capture, solve Shopify capture, solve sneakers and stuff capture, and solve Supreme capture. And just to give you an overview of what one of these captures looks like, let's say if I hit on Adidas, this will pop up and it says solve capture for Adidas, the host, the site key, the auto click is off or on. You can go ahead and configure that. So the auto click is essentially where it clicks for you. So as you guys can see, it clicked for me. Auto reload if you want to go ahead and do that, and you can reload the capture challenge if you wish. Then for import there, we have view account formats, import accounts from your clipboard. So if you control and copy something, then it imports from the clipboard. You can view CC profiles formats and also import profiles from your clipboard as well. Then for the help, we have the Discord server, the external updates period, early links, frequently asked questions, rent a server, and contact us. So you guys can check that out if you want. And also the check for updates one. So if I hit this, as you guys can see, it's checking for updates. It says you already have the latest version, so I can't actually update the bot. Then moving on to the settings box, we have Twitter settings. So we can actually put in a Twitter account, password, and monitor account. I have it disabled right now, that's why it is grayed out. But if I unclick this, I can enter it. And if I hit this, then it will use only links. Then for this section, we have enable email notifications. We can go and check that if you want. Only send checkout notifications, use proxy in browser, skip failed logins, send password notifications, are only one checkout per card per site. Those two are on by default. And then we have a few options here that we're going to go ahead and go through. We have a cookie harvester. So if you hit this cookie harvester settings box is going to pop up. We have the Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champ Sports, Eastbay, Foot Locker Canada, and Kids Foot Locker. Those are sites we can go ahead and harvest cookies for. It says available cookies at 0 because I have yet to go ahead and harvest any cookies. And over here you can go ahead and configure your Chrome instances. So at the moment it's 1. So let's say if I were to add one for Foot Locker, as you guys can see, one Chrome instance is going to go ahead and pop up. And you can use a custom proxy list if you wish. If you hit this, you can go ahead and set up your own proxy list like so. I'm going to hit stop here. That's why the Chrome tab popped up. But just to recap this, if you hit this, you can put in your own proxies and hit OK when you are done. Then you have the instructions button that you guys can check out. And also if you're running multiple harvesters and you want to stop all, then you have the stop all button here. Then moving over to the add/edit proxies, if you hit this button, a box pops up. I can put the proxy in there. As you guys can see, I've blurred it out, but it is there. Then we have the do not allot real IP to any account. So this is allocating your real IP to any account. If you hit this, it won't do that. If you leave it blank, then it will do that. Then you can also test proxy before adding, so you can add that as well if you want, and then hit OK when you are done. Then we have the manage cards box. So essentially you can go ahead and create your profiles in here. You can actually make it in full screen, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. You have the add, edit, and remove button. I'm going to hit the add button and break down what you see here. So you have your profile name, and then you have your billing address and shipping address. If you want to make your shipping address the same as your billing, you hit this, and then anything you enter in your billing will be entered as your shipping details as well. And at the bottom you have your card details. I'm going to break it down very slowly. So you have your first name, last name, country, address 1, address 2, city, US state, province, postal code, a phone number for EU region, for like a EU, you pick your state/region, then your region for DSM, and your Japan state for Supreme. And for your card details, very simply you have your type, obviously Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, JCB, Diners Club International, and then the final option. Then you have the expiration, if you want to go ahead and configure that, your card number and your CVV. Then at the bottom is max checkout. If you leave that as 0, then it's unlimited for this profile, but I can go ahead and configure it if I wish. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is configure this. I'm going to call this profile a video test for the purpose of this overview, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest. I've gone ahead and filled out the information here. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and it goes ahead and creates a profile called video test, and then we can actually utilize these two options here. So if I were to go ahead and edit it, I'd have to actually select the profile. So I'm going to select it and hit edit, and as you guys can see, the box pops up again. Then I can select it again and hit remove. However, I'm not going to do that, but those are the options there. So I'm going to go ahead and X out this box. That is the manage cards section done, and then we have the notification settings. So if we hit this, it says notification settings are only available in the ultimate version of BNB AIO. So obviously visit betternightbot.com for more information. And as you guys can see, the notification settings are there for you guys to check out, but you can't edit everything. That's why it is grayed out. Moving over to Discord notifications, here you can go ahead and set up your webhook, so you can configure the name, put in the URL, and also edit whether you want checkout notifications or you want anything else. So if you only want checkout, you hit this, you untick this if you don't, and then you add a new webhook if you want it to go to different places. So you can add multiple webhooks at once. You can also click here for instructions if you guys wish, and also hit the save button when you are done to make sure everything saves. Then you have the reset all settings button, which resets all the settings if you guys wish to do that. However, let's move over to the account section. For accounts, we have site type, email, size, links, and checkout. And then at the bottom we have add, edit, remove, clone, hide disabled, and then we have edit account info with a drop down, import, export with a drop down, pause log, clear log, view added products, and then our start and stop button, and start has a drop down as well as a log at the bottom. So to break down this, when you hit the add button, it adds an account, and then edit, remove, clone, and hide disable, it's all in association with the account you go ahead and create. And then before we go ahead and add an account, I want to break down the rest of the buttons. If you have the edit account info, we actually have a drop down, so you can edit all accounts, which is similar to a mass edit type of button within a bot. You can do it for your size, early links, CC profile, notification email, keywords, Supreme capture bypass, and obviously check it, uncheck it, and Supreme delay. And you can actually do it with selected accounts as well, meaning I can go ahead and select some accounts in the account pool, and using this option will only affect the selected accounts. And then moving on to import/export, when you hit the drop down, you can import CC profiles from clipboard or file, the exact same thing with accounts, and you can export CC profiles to clipboard to file, and the exact same thing with accounts there as well. These two buttons and association with this, so as you guys can see, we have two logs here. So if you were to clear the log, it clears it, and alternatively we can pause the log. Let's say if lots of logs are coming through and you're trying to read it, you can pause this, and also you can resume it at any time. Then you have the view added products button. So if you want to go ahead and hit this, you can also do that. And then you have the start button as well as the drop down. You can go ahead and schedule it, and this is based off your local computer time, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the add button to go ahead and add an account, and we have the account details section and the checkout section. So for account details, we have email, password, size, link, keywords, notification email, site type, quantity, checkout delay, and our use capture bypass button, our text notification carrier, as well as our number box. And then we can choose guest account if you want, and obviously the password won't be there. And you have the show password option when you're putting in your password as well. Then for the checkout section, we have credit card details. We can enable credit card checkout, and then obviously you can go ahead and select a card, and video test is the profile that we actually converted, if you guys remember. Alternatively, you can go back to the manage card section if you guys wish to change anything or add anything. Then for PayPal details, you can enable PayPal checkout by hitting this box. You can enable do not finalize order. You would have to click submit, so that's kind of like a manual checkout. And then you obviously put your email and password in here, and the show password button is for here as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is fill in this information with some test information so I can show you the account being added. So I've gone ahead and fill out the account details and checkout section. If you're wondering what this link is, as you guys can see from site type, I put in Supreme. So I've gone ahead and gone to the website and selected a random item that is currently in stock, copied the link and brought it into the bot. The size is random because it is one size. I've gone ahead and put it as that. I want to click save. As you guys can see, it gets added, and there's a little drop down here which just says Supreme. So let's say if I have loads of tasks under Supreme, I can hit this, and and it goes ahead and collapses it, and this goes ahead and shows all the tasks once again. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is open up a capture. So we're going to hit solve supreme capture because this is for supreme. We're going to have this load up here. I'm going to collapse this so it's easier to view. I'm going to put this here, and we're actually going to go ahead and run the task. So we're going to hit start, and then the log's going to go through, and it's going to send the capture here. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out very quickly. The capture score isn't exactly the greatest, that's why it's taking a little time here. And as you guys can see, goes through, capture response removed, and it's just checkout loop. As you guys can see, it's processing the checkout. I'm going to go ahead and pause the log here so we can break it down. But all the logs are shown. So we started the task, it went through, it was processing the checkout, and the checkout failed. So it's gone ahead and looped. That's why you saw another capture be sent to my capture harvester. So I can go ahead and stop the task, and the logs will go ahead and pick up that I've stopped it, and that will stop all my tasks in the account section. So that concludes the overview for BNB AIO at COPSUPPLY.